Hello, welcome to Coffee with the Sheriff. I'm Sheriff Danny H. Rogers with Guilford County Sheriff's Office in North Carolina. This is our 11th episode with Coffee with the Sheriff. Today, our conversation will be with our administration staff, some of our administration staff who actually work in different districts throughout the county. So they are a major part of the operations of the Sheriff's Office as well. So the first individual that I'd like to introduce you all to is Shamika Boston. Shamika's been with the Sheriff's Office how long?
23 years.
23 years, okay. And then the second young lady I'd like to introduce you to is Shanna Tucker. And she's been at the Sheriff's Office how long?
20 years.
20 years, okay. So I'd like to say, first of all, thank you all, welcoming you all here today for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and sit down with me to actually help bring some information to the community. I think it's a very important piece where the community needs to know what we actually do with other divisions within the Sheriff's Office. So just a question, I'll start out with you, Shanna. Shanna,
Yes, sir.
is that in the job that you do, talk to me a little bit about where you at, what district you're in, and what do you do actually for the community as well as for the men and women who serve Guilford County Sheriff's Office?
I'm in the Jamestown district, which is District 3. So that covers, part of the Climax, Pleasant Garden, towards High Point side of things, obviously Jamestown. My main task at the moment is pistol permits, but as for the district, I pretty much, I'm the mom, so to speak. Take care of everything, order all the supplies, that's the big thing, keep them with what they need. Public, we do, I try to answer as many questions as I can without having to put something off on an officer. Having 20 years of experience does help with that. I've worked in several different sections throughout the department, so I've gained a lot of knowledge, so a lot of times I can answer most of the questions. They'll call, say, I want to speak to an officer. What can I help you with? If it's something I can help them with, information-wise, I do my best. And then, we do walk-ins. They want to file a report, so I'll contact an officer, or we give copies of reports. Things like that, if they call and want one for their insurance purposes or things like that. And then we keep up with different kind of stats for the district, depending on what the lieutenants and the captains require. I think every district's different on what their captain and lieutenant wants you to keep up with. And then pretty much just keep the captain and lieutenant on track.
Okay.
Well, best we can,
Best you can. I do understand because there's so much going on.
It is. There is a lot going on, and especially with the officers in and out. You got 4 rotating shifts, days, nights, trying to keep up with everybody, make sure everyone has what they need. Plus, we have the detectives. So, and I'm the first person. I'm the front line as soon as they walk in, so I'm the face of the office basically as soon as they walk in. So, get the, public what they need, or the other officers. I'm famous for the little tasks because everyone knows that I'm extremely detail oriented. So somebody wants something labeled or somebody wants something mailed or
right.
like, oh, Shanna will take care of it. And I'm like, absolutely. I love doing that sort of thing.
So I like what you said. You are the first contact of the district when they walk in District 3.
Yes, sir.
We talk through Mondays on our command post, our command staff meetings, and I ask you all the questions. I always ask the question, how's everything going? Are you okay? Are you overwhelmed? Do you need anything? Do you need more help? As if you do, let me know, let us know. And the reason I ask those questions is because I know that you are the face. You represent us,
Yes.
the Sheriff's Office. And if I walked in and if I was just a regular customer or citizen walking in the door and you're smiling, making me feel great. If I walk in there and you just frown all up, and I'll be like, well, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Then I'll come back.
Yeah.
But it's good to know that you all understand the importance of how you are and what you are to the Sheriff's Office. Shamika, talk to me a little bit about you, D1, District 1.
Well, my District 1, we cover Summerfield, Oak Ridge, Brown Summit, and Stokesdale. Like I said, I've been out there only 8 years, but pretty much like Shanna, I process the majority of pistol permits. We do ride-alongs, also for the captains and lieutenants, keep up with the stats and everything for them. And basically, like Shanna said, we are the face, and I'm the face. I've been there a long time, and I have a lot of individuals in different sections that call me still, for help. And the good thing is when somebody do call, I don't transfer them, I try to assist them right then, because a lot of the times it's dealing with the legal process, with the civil summons, domestic violence, the writs of executions, because I used to do that for 12 years. But as far as the community, I have a lot of the people calling in the community wanting to know about how they can help us. They bring food, they bring, any type of things we need for patrol. So what I mainly try to do is just make sure our guys on patrol have everything they need, because it starts with us, because we can't sit on information or stuff from them or someone uncalled about a case, dealing with, major crimes and stuff like that, because that can be very important. So I think the morale is pretty good out there too,
So Summerfield, District 1, we know for the population when it comes to race and gender out there in that particular area, heavily populated, mainly white Americans, a few African Americans, and then just a few others that are out there in that area. You are the face for District 1. And when people walk in, talk to me a little bit about their reaction.
Well, honestly, in the beginning, I am the first, black office manager out there. That's right. So, it was a struggle in the beginning, but I guess they asked me like, what you doing out here in the country? Do you live near here? That's the common questions that I would get. But, I just try to, sometimes I may have one or two comments in the beginning that I just overlooked. Right. Even asking about you, how right. you like your new sheriff and stuff like that. But I just answer because I know what they trying to get at, basically. So I just say, hey, whatever you come for, I just overlook it because I know what the agenda is from the beginning.
And that's the thing about knowing who you are and allowing the sunshine that lives within you to shine without, on the outside appearance. Talk to me a little bit about, with you working in Jamestown, of course it's not a big difference.
I have quite the diversity in Jamestown because, we have Jamestown, which is, I would say probably predominantly 50-50.
That's about right.
But then I have the south side of High Point. I'm the closest district to that.
That's right.
So that's different, specifications. I get like a lot of questions like her, like I'm always getting the, how long have you been here? How do you like working here? Same thing when, you were elected. How do you like your new sheriff? And same thing, what people are trying to get at and what they're trying to say. And you have your people who come in there and will push your buttons for sure. I mean, they're just trying to provoke.
Right.
But for the most part, I have to say everything since I've been in Jamestown has been, the people are great, the community is great. Like Shamika said, we have lots of citizens who come in, bring us like snacks, coffee packs, things like that, stuff for the guys on night shift. Just, we appreciate you. We had a Girl Scout troop come right at the end of Girl Scout cookie season, bring like a bunch of boxes for the night shift guys, and we have a huge poster in the kitchen that they all signed, thank you for your service and stuff like that. So it's really nice to have the community reach out and that they're with you, and because it is difficult sometimes. And people don't know the difference that we work at the sheriff's office. It doesn't matter whether we're sworn or not, we all work for the sheriff's office. So we all have to have the same mentality because people don't know the difference. They don't understand civilian from sworn.
Right.
So, you just have to always keep your best front. But I don't let people talk trash to me either.
I know you don't. So when we look at the fact, I'm gonna switch it a little bit. A couple episodes ago, we talked about the Second Amendment gun permits. Within the districts, you all take care of the gun permits to come through, correct? Or
Yes.
talk to me a little bit about that, the process of that.
Process of that, well, especially since COVID, most of it's online. Used to, it was a constant stream of walk-ins. With COVID, my lobby is extremely small. I mean, my whole lobby is not even 4 feet. So I don't do a lot of walk-ins anymore. I actually have a lot of people just apply in their cars and then come back in and sign what they need to, just because if someone comes in, we're out of space and then someone has to stand outside if it's raining or something. But I don't want people to have to leave and come back. So I try to be as accommodating there. So mostly what we have now is people coming in, dropping off their mental release forms, which is the second step in the process, and then we begin the process.
So when someone's listening, they say, "Oh, that's the second phase of the process." So the first phase of the process, I'll do the paperwork that shows they're gonna do my background check out where I live at, stuff like that. Then I have to wait on them to call me and tell me to bring the second phase
Well,
in.
the second phase comes before we do any of that. That's where a lot of people get messed up, because I've not applied for one online, so I'm not exactly sure how the instructions read, but I know at the end of the page when you finish your application, it says you have 7 to 10 days to submit the mental release. Right. If you don't do that, then it automatically, after a certain period of time, purges your application, because we have to have that in order to process it. So once we get that piece of paper, so that can be the people who apply in the parking lot, they come right back inside and sign that. That way they don't have to worry about mailing it in, that sort of thing. Or I have a lot of people who will get them notarized other places and bring them to me, anything like that. Print those off. Once we get that signed, then that gives us the ability to start processing your application, which that definitely cuts down on your time. The faster you get us the mental release, the faster we're going to get your permit processed.
Okay.
Now, obviously, concealed's different, but we don't handle those. We just do the purchase permits. So,
But they don't know that.
they don't.
They call all the
call
time about
Right.
that.
and ask, and I try to answer as many questions as I can, but with the rules and everything else, sometimes I try to answer what I can, but sometimes I have to send them to the concealed carry section, just because I would rather transfer them to somebody who can give them the correct information. So I know most of the steps on that, but especially with the COVID stuff on the renewals,
Right.
on the extensions and stuff, that I'm still learning, because everything is behind, because it's just been so many applications within the time frame of the COVID.
When I came in as sheriff of Guilford County, pistol permits and gun permits, CCWs or CCHs, were at a level, just at a level. And it seems like the next year, it went from level to skyrocket.
It was insane. I mean, when I first, because I went to Jamestown almost 2 years ago. I was working downtown before that. So when I started doing pistol permits 2 years ago, steady number of applications per week was what, like 150, something like that in the queue, maybe?
Yeah.
And then overnight we went to like 900 and 1,000.
Yep, it was terrible.
And we're still holding steady at like 800 and some, and we're rolling just as fast as we can. And Greensboro, I get quite a few of theirs sent out to me just because I have more time to dedicate to the purchase permits, because they're trying to take care of the concealed. So, you know, but as fast as we crank them out, we get that many more applications.
You in D3. So D3 is the Jamestown, the High Point area, Colfax area. So Shamika, Summerfield, District 1, combination of Oak Ridge, Stokesdale, Brown Summit. Talk to me a little bit, because it's different.
Yeah, it's different.
It's a different clientele of people, different mindset of people. Taking nothing from it, but it's more rural when you look at it, if I may put it that way. So talk to me about that process of dealing with the pistol permits and dialoguing with people coming through the door and thinking that me being a black sheriff, I don't want them to have their pistol permits or they concealed carry permits, and you are a black office manager. Talk to me about that a little bit.
Well, the citizens out there, they kind of want it like yesterday or expect to have it today. So I have to explain to them the process. What they don't realize, the system that we use, Permitium, is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now, we're not there. 2 o'clock in the morning, they're applying for permits. They can get 10 or 20. There's no limit on them. So when we come in the mornings, we have to pull, we don't know how many we're gonna have. And holidays, vacations, same thing. But they also don't understand we are the 3rd largest in North Carolina compared to Mecklenburg and Wake County. So once I explain that to them, you know, they kind of see it differently. And with the permit side, you know, when they go online, it tells them in red writing, because we have a lot of them that the application now is considered expired, where you used to just get denied and you would lose your money. But it tells you you have 7 days, and we actually gave a grace period of 30 days. So if they came in that same day, you know, of course, doing good customer service, I would go ahead and just reissue it for them. Okay, but then you just have certain citizens that, like I say, they don't like what you tell them, and they try to, you know, go above and beyond and blame it on someone else, you know, that you're not doing your job. But I used to be the supervisor over the concealed and pistol permits, so I know it is very demanding. It's a lot of paperwork. What they don't realize, the girls work hard, you know, considering both of us, it's a process. And dealing with the concealed side, it's not just everything that the girls are doing. They gotta wait to get information back for the medical records before they can even give it to you to sign off.
So I spoke at an event, at a men's group on Saturday, and African American group. And one of the questions, and this is, one of the questions was this. The main question was, Sheriff, can you answer the question, why is it taking so long for us to receive our pistol permits, our concealed carry permits? And I thought that was very interesting, which was, I already knew that, you know, blacks and whites differential is a difference in guns. Everybody want guns.
Right.
And I was so used to just mainly, the white guys. I want my gun, give me my gun. And then I've learned over the past two years now that the black guys are just as eager to get it, and they should be. I understand, I don't hold it against anybody. But I like the idea that I was able to explain to them that yes, we are the initial process piece. I said, after you do your part, we get it, then it goes out to vendors that help us get stuff done. I said, and from there, once it's completed, it comes back to me, which puts the blame on me if it's over any length of time that it should not be, and my signature is on it. I said, so I'm the fall guy. I said, I'm okay with that. But the interesting piece is this. You all work these districts, and I want to thank you, real talk. I want to thank you for being friendly, being the face of the sheriff's office in the districts, putting your beautiful smiles on, even when you don't feel like it. I get it. Because the moment we don't, first thing they'll sit back and say, they're mean. We're not mean. We are human too. You know? But I want to say thank you all, and especially for taking care. I call them my babies, the men and women that's out there in patrol. Oh God, we have such a young team.
That's why I said I felt like a mama.
They ask you for everything, don't they?
They do. I even had one call me mom the other day, and I responded.
It's like they are beginning to. I remember when I first came, and that was in '85, and left and came back. And now I have all these babies. I'm like, oh my God, these are my babies. Take care of my babies. And y'all do a great job of that. I want to thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
I mean that. The sergeants that we are promoting and master corporals and lieutenants that are going into these positions that has the years and the wisdom are beginning to see what I mean. what I mean and what I have meant by the fact of cross-training. We were not prepared for this flood, a generation of people, change is coming in. But we've been blessed, we've been highly favored with men and women working and wanting to come to the sheriff's office. Our goal, as you've seen, we have some things that we've been trying to get done, is to pay increases, the bonuses back, or the benefits back. Talk to me a little bit about that when you see how it was before, where it's at now, and with the difference between, quote unquote, the baby boomers that are on their way out versus the millenniums that are coming in, and then Generation X in between.
Well, and I think we're both Gen Xers. And we're kind of grandfathered in because we've been here long enough that the things that we got when we were hired, the insurance, the longevity, things like that, we still have that. So, the people who came after that was done away with, most of them you don't miss something you never had. But I have noticed, but I think that's a millennial thing. People don't stay at jobs like they used to. They job hop.
They're chasing the paper.
They are, and they think that one little thing wrong here, I'm going to leave and go someplace else. But you're going to have the exact same problems, no matter where you go. It just might be a different problem.
Type of problem.
Yes.
It's
And then they regret it. Then they want to come
and
back
then
after they realize it's not.
I mean, we've had several leave, come back, and
I'm gonna say, they left, they came back. I suggest you stay.
Yeah.
Because it's a wrap.
We'll give you that opportunity one time, yes. But I just think that is I guess just a generational difference. We were kind of raised, both my parents were in law enforcement. It was a career, it was 30 years. They raised me to think about my future, my retirement, don't just job hop. I'm in a very fortunate position that my 30 years here, I won't even be 50. So I get to leave young. I get all my wonderful benefits from here, and then I can go someplace else and work and get part-time, or I can stay here and work part-time. However I want to work that over the next 9 years that I have left.
See, we was used to getting paid once a month.
Yes.
I
and we all hated it when the 2-week thing came. We were like, no, that's not. And now I'm like, I don't know how we did that before, but. It's different. And I know the new people, like I said, you don't miss what you didn't have, but at the same time, and with the economy, we went through, 7-8 years? No raises, no nothing.
Cost of living, nothing.
No cost of living. We pushed through, sometimes for some people, and I think that's probably more our generation, it's not necessarily about the money, it's about the stability. Where I think the loyalty.
Because we started out at a lower pay, like somebody coming in today, doubling that, so.
Yes, absolutely, When you look at the jobs that we came in doing and what those jobs pay now, I was like, whoa, but they also don't have some of the benefits that we do.
They're just not grateful.
And they're not. I think, like I said, that's a generational thing. The younger ones are more entitled, for lack of a better word. I think they just expect things to be given to them where we were taught to work for it.
When I first experienced that, we have just a few minutes left, but I first experienced that, I was a basketball coach. And we didn't win. The kids were playing their heart out. And I had the babies. When I said babies, I had the babies. And everybody we played was almost like another foot taller than them and faster. So we didn't win any games. But you taught them teamship. You taught them how to, if one falls, stop, and they would. They pick them up and come on. And the kid went down and scored. But everybody received a trophy, whether you won or lost or won. And to me, I could see that being a good thing. And then I could see it where it became a hindrance because it prepared or promoted the fact that, hey, what if I do or not? It still belongs to me. We see so much of that, you know. And it's interesting because from the older generation, we try to figure out how to make sure we can collaborate with them and find out, as the younger generation, what we can do to help them understand. And sometimes it's just about the fact of them working. It's not all of them, God knows.
No, definitely not.
But you do have, will there be one? Will there be one, you know, in the church, and they say, will there be one, you know? But nevertheless, it's always that one. Always that one. And I just have learned the past several years to just say, okay, let me listen to you, you know? And I listened to him, I said, it's good. I want to say this too. You all are the ears, the eyes and ears in the mouth, for lack of a better term, for me out there in the districts. I'm very grateful. You watch the deputies, men and women coming through, you're able to watch their movement, which identifies mental health issues, anger issues, physical issues that they may be dealing with that they don't want to tell anybody about. You all see all of that. The workload, you see all of that.
Yep.
So I want to say thank you, you know. Continue to be who you are, do the great job you're doing. I'm very grateful. I really am.
Thank you.
You know, we've not missed
Yeah,
it.
we psychologists too.
Yes, I think we
They
are.
come in, you the face,
yes.
they talk about everything, so you have to listen. And for citizens too, you know, because they have, you know,
And sometimes you
kids.
just have to listen.
Yeah, they
if
just
you have
need
that
to-
one that just needs to talk.
Yep.
Your Barbara Battles and your mom and Vivian Blivens, oh my
Yes.
God, they were.
Oh yeah, Vivian.
Yes.
They were when we came through, they were our go-to mamas.
Yes, and that's where I learned it. You know, I saw my mom with those guys, and you know, now I'm at the point where I feel that way too. You know, you take care of them, and you're their psychologist, you're their mother, you're their whatever do you have gum? Do you have aspirin? Do you have a Band-Aid? You know, it really is. It really is.
It's good. So the main thing is to want to acknowledge and let you all know how serious and how grateful I am, and we are here at the
Thank
Sheriff's
you.
Office. You may not hear it every day, but I'm gonna tell you, you are very, very thought of, and you're very needed. We need you. We're very grateful.
Thank you.
That's real talk. I mean that. Any questions for me?
I don't think so.
We just appreciate them.
Absolutely.
For doing a good job.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
we
it's a
thank you.
pleasure to work
Thank you.
here. It always has been,
Yeah.
but thank you.
Well, we thank you all. This concludes the episode, Coffee with the Sheriff, with our administration, district managers. You have any questions, you can feel free to give us a call, 336-641-3694. And we will answer your questions when it comes to the districts. Or you can go to the website and look up the district's numbers and call either one of these young ladies who will answer your question. Our goal as the Sheriff's Office here is to work together as a team to ensure that the residents and citizens of Guilford County is served and understand that we're here for you all. At this time, I just want to say thank you all very much for watching Coffee with the Sheriff. Thank you.